couple of days. But of course, he's
okay.
Every time he's PC running at home.
We're going to start covering the slides for chapter 5. All right. Port scanning. Once again, the slides are lacking in certain areas, so I added a lot more slides than what came with it. Port scanning. Let me get rid of this thing here. Okay. It's a method of finding what services are offered on a host. You can think of port scanning like walking around your house and shaking doorknobs and pushing up windows. Same thing. Is the door unlocked? Is the window unlocked? That's what port scanning basically is. Okay. It says open service can be used. Obviously, it's like in your house. If the door's open, they can walk in. If you have the port open, they can walk in. So if I'm running a web server and port 80 is open, is that a vulnerability? What do you think?
No, absolutely. Get in there.
It is because it's open, but it has to be open. So it's a vulnerability, but it's one we must live with. It's kind of like in my house, I must have a door. Wouldn't my house be safer without a door? Sure.
Yes.
But I couldn't get in.
They should just put a port after that.
Right. So it's the whole availability thing. I think I mentioned this class earlier, but my friend, the chiropractor, has a virus scanner that keeps asking her, you're not running as secure as possible. Would you like to convert whatever to the secure mode? And she says yes, and it turns off all her ports. And it cuts her network access. Yeah, well, now you're really secure, but you can't do anything.
Yeah, you're in secure mode because you're in top secret mode.
Now, they mention here scan all ports when testing. That's a good point because me, for instance, not trying to be malicious, I sometimes have things run on alternate ports because those weren't available. Like at Rose State, they allow certain ports outbound. Like they allow 505 outbound. So that's a good port to use. Okay? So, yeah, just check them all. I mean, you never know if someone just manipulates something. When I very first started working at an ISP, our hosting provider we had a Linux-based system, and he used no defaults on anything. Nothing was set to default. So it was like, instead of HTTPD, renamed it to something else, and the directories were all different, and everything was totally different. It was very secure, but it got to the point where we couldn't do anything because it was all different. I had to keep calling him for everything. It was like, oh, yeah. I don't use etc. I use dog or something. Like, what?
Yeah.
But he literally changed everything because he was paranoid like that.
It's accessibility over security.
Right. Okay. Here's Angry IP Scanner. It works. It's not a great one. It literally just does a ping scan and says if the machines are there. Really all it does. Okay. Are you guys late to class? All right. Says we can do open ports. We can look for closed ports. We can look for filtered ports. That says filters might indicate that firewalls being used to allow specific traffic in or out. Okay. Open is open. The door is open. Closed, the door is closed. Filtered, they might be doing something to it. They might be, something. All right. A lot of them scans. Now, this is how they talk about scans. This is all they really give you. A SYN scan basically sends a SYN packet only. Okay? Basically to see if it's there. Okay? Then we have a connect scan. It does it through every handshake and then stops. Then the null scan. And the Christmas scan uses 3 flags. Now, that was on my certification test. Now, which of these scans would use these specific flags? So I had to know those. I'll probably put them on your test. So, just saying. It was on my test, so why shouldn't it be on your test?
Yeah.
Share the wealth. An ACT scan uses an ACT only, can hopefully get past firewalls. There's a FIN scan, UDP. We're going to look at a few of these here in a second. Okay. There's a great resource out there. If you just search for Nmap, it'll come up. It's really good. It's got a lot of really quick and easy commands written in a way you can understand them, which is nice. They're not real super techy, so you can actually understand them. Now, they talk about different scanning tools. Okay, there's hundreds out there. Not all are accurate. I would say none of them are perfectly accurate. Okay. Nmap, for instance, I did this project last year, and I had the students scan a specific network. And I got the results, and students were complaining that their results weren't matching mine. So what I did is I ran the command, saved the results. I waited 2 hours. ran the exact same command again and got different results. So it's tough. I mean, the point is these tools do their best at figuring out, but you know, they change their mind frequently. Okay.
Just like us.
Yeah, just like you. Like the one project you guys are going to work on, the system you're scanning is not a cable modem. But when I ran it, it tells me it's a cable modem. So obviously it's not a cable modem. I know it's not a cable. I'm positive it's not a cable modem. But it's telling me it's a cable modem. So, you know, it's weird. But, you know, so, okay. Nmap, Nessus, they're both good. Okay. Nessus is great as well. Nessus is good because it'll actually show you vulnerabilities and say, hey, we'd like to patch them. Click here, which is kind of nice. All right. Nmap, originally written for this magazine. There's a GUI front end on it. We're actually going to do it here in a second. This is really all they give you about Nmap. This and that picture. Doesn't really tell you much. This is probably the most powerful tool you'll ever use. So what I did is I made a few extra slides for Nmap. Okay. With Nmap, we're going to walk through some of these. We have a -T. That's a timing switch. These are called switches. When you run Nmap, just like they are there at the bottom, between the word Nmap and that IP address, you can put stuff in there to tell it to do different things. Okay. Well, -T4 means aggressive. In other words, scan it. It's not really quiet. It's going to go pretty quickly. It's going to make a lot of noise, but it's probably going to get a good result. And you can use between 0 and 5, and the higher the number, the more loud, I guess, obnoxious it gets. -A is OS detection. Without A, you're not going to have a clue what you're running. What -A does is it goes out there, tries to determine what type of OS. No, it was a cable modem. Okay, and verbosity is how much crap you want to get back. So I made some examples here. So from my office over there, I scanned this computer right here. So I did it with a -T4, and it came back pretty quickly. It took 13.37 seconds. Again, that's all I told it was -T4, and that's what it showed me. It shows me I got quite a few ports open. That's funny because I was reading through there. I'm like, 3389. Y'all see 3389 at the bottom? That's terminal services, remote desktop. I'm like, I don't have remote desktop. For some reason, I thought I was scanning my own computer. I wasn't. Like, oh, wait a minute, I'm scanning a different computer. So, but that's quite a few ports being. Now, if you scanned it from home, first of all, you'd be able to see it because it's behind a firewall. But I'm seeing more just because we're internal, and Rose doesn't believe in having firewalls internal to the network, which is stupid, but it's not my say.
Yeah.
All right. So that's T4, pretty basic. Okay. Now here it is with T4 again, but now with an A. Much slower. It took 88.46 seconds. You see it down here at the bottom. What it did this time, that's only a very small portion of the results. It went on forever. See this one here, that's the whole result. This one, the result was really long. I just gave you guys a sample of the results. So what it did this time, I specified the A. Now look what it's doing. So you see 135 right here, what's it tell me? MSRPC. Over here, MSRPC, but on Microsoft Windows RPC. So it's telling me a lot more about it. It's telling me what's running. So just by running the -A, hey, obviously it's a Windows machine, and looking at port 445, it's probably a Windows 7 enterprise machine, okay, running Service Pack 1. So now we know a lot more about it. So if I look at this one, if I'm going to break into this machine, well, just by the ports that are open, I can tell it's a Windows machine anyway. The 445 is directory services, stuff like that. But at least now I know more. Now I know it's probably a Windows 7 machine. It's got SQL running on it. Why does it get SQL running? Does anyone know? Because we have FTK installed on this machine. So it's one of the forensics tools. But I mean, every time you have something more installed, now we have more vulnerabilities out there. 3389, that's terminal services. See, on this slide, it basically said MS-WBT server. Okay. Over here, it says the same thing, but then adds Microsoft Terminal Service. So it gives us a lot more information. And then it actually had a tree that literally showed tons of information. So again, I didn't want to put all the slide on. It was very long. Yes?
If you're running it externally, will you get the same sort of information, or will it be smaller because there is a firewall?
Well, you would get a lot less. lot less. First of all, you would not see the 135, 137, 139. You would not see the 445 because all those are hidden behind the firewall. Okay. What you would see if you were to attempt to scan this machine from home, first of all, you couldn't connect to this IP anyway because this is an internal only IP access. But say you were scanning the 164.158.104.12, which is Rose IP address. What you would see is just what the firewall is letting through. A few things, just not a lot. Okay. All right. So again, this thing went on forever. Now I ran it this time with a -V. That's the verbosity. So again, there's the -A. There's the -A with the -V. So now it's telling me what it's doing. It's giving me the same results, but now it's saying, okay, I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. So it just gives me a lot more information so I know what it's doing. Okay? Yeah, it really doesn't. I mean, because it does the same stuff with a -A, it just doesn't output it on the screen. Okay. All right. This time I want to scan a specific port. So I did a -P. And I said scan port 3389. And it came back and told me it's open. Now, if I had done the -A, it would have told me what was running on that port and all that kind of stuff. So you can very easily at home try this, run it at home. There's Nmap for Windows, for Mac, for Linux. It's literally for everything. Okay. All right. This time I ran a -P, U:53T:53, -80, -443, -3389. In other words, I gave it a port range. And it came back and told me which ones are open. Okay. When doing a port range, there cannot be any spaces in it. And you'll notice that 53 is only showing TCP. You see that? Because I didn't specify to do a UDP scan. Even though I told it UDP port, I didn't tell it UDP scan, so it didn't do it. I just didn't do it. Okay? So, again, it's pretty quick. So instead of scanning, say, without specifying ports, does anyone know how many ports it scans?
1,000.
1,000. Very good. So Josh's been playing with this all day long. For weeks, actually. Scans 1,000 ports. So now we're telling it to scan what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ports? So pretty quick. Okay. And there, now I'm telling UDP and TCP there. Now, if you look up at the command at the top, I did T53. But I also did -ST. See that at the top line? That's because I told it to say TCP scan. On the bottom section here, right down here, you'll see I did -SU, which means it's a UDP scan. So TCP became filtered, and UDP came back open filtered. So you could get different results. 53 is what? Anyone know?
Yes.
Video.
No. Sit here until someone gives me a darn answer. Or until you finish your broccoli.
It's not DNS, is it?
It's DNS, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
DNS. DNS is one of the protocols that works on either UDP or CCP. Mainly TCP, but it could work on either. Yeah, it's UDP. It does say domain, but yeah, if I did it with a -A, it would say domain name services. Yep. Okay. Lots of switches out there. I just gave you some. Okay, there's more, many more than this. So we have -S is a SYN scan, just like the name. What it's going to do is going to do a scan with just the SYN flag set. Now let me explain what flags are. Flags are something that identifies what the packet's supposed to do. Is it a SYN packet, an ACK packet, a SYN ACK? Is it a FIN, a reset, a push, an urgent, or whatever? Just a way of identifying what type of packet it is, and that can be adjusted, actually. Then we have TCP connect scan with the T. That's the one I showed you. We have UDP scan. I showed you that one. Then we have the Y, which is the init scan, very similar to the SYN scan. A null scan. The null scan sets no flags. I'm going to show you examples of these. The FIN scan sets what? The FIN flag. And based on what flags are set, different machines should return specific results. I was going to put all that in there, but it would have been 18 more slides. But when you send like the FIN flag against a specific port, And if the port is closed, it returns one thing. If it's open, it sends something else. So depending on the results you get of these, you get different things. And there's the crispness. It's the fin push and urgent. And there's ACK. And then the Windows scan is going to do that example, but too much stuff. So I just gave you quite a few. The most popular ones are on the left side and the top one on the right. Those are the ones you can see most times. Okay. So let's look at some of them. There's the X. So that's the SYN scan. I ran it, and you'll see a bunch of packets there. This is with Wireshark at the top. All those packets were SYN. So literally, I went down the list. It was SYN, 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 SYN. But I normally see packets with SYN, 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 SYN. The center came a three-way handshake. I contact Liz, and I'd say, hey, Liz, I want to talk to you. That would be the SYN. Then she would acknowledge that with an ACK packet and a SYN packet saying, yes, Ken, and I'd like to talk to you too. So I send her a SYN. She sends me SYN ACK, then I send her an ACK. That's how it should work. What do we see here? SYN, SYN, SYN. So it's like, I keep sending her, hey, Liz, I want to talk to you. Hey, Liz, I want to talk to you. Hey, Liz. And she's like, she's not answering me. She's not giving me a chance to answer me. So that's one way of determining more about an OS. Now you'll notice the flags down here, I expanded them out. They're in binary. So this is the decimal 2, which converted to binary is 0.00000000010. Don't know binary, hopefully. So what looks like 10 is actually 2 in binary. Okay. So fin is set and nothing else is set. Okay. Now let's look at the null scan. Nothing's set. So if you look at the top again, you see all these packets with no flags at all. Shouldn't there be something on a flag normally? It's probably a SYN or an ACK, or there should be something normally on a packet. Because every time I send a packet to Liz over there, even after the first entry, she's supposed to be acknowledging them. Got it, got it. And I'm not getting nothing. Okay, so that's another type of scan. Okay, here's the fin scan. Again, fin should be, all right, Liz, we're done. Thank you very much. Goodbye. But I keep hanging up on her. Keep slamming the phone down, which is not what should be normally happening. Okay, so again, that's how that was just a 1. All right, and there's the Christmas scan. Now we have the push, the reset, and the urgent all set. Okay, I mean, you really shouldn't. I mean, you should have it. But again, it's a special type of scan. And you can read, your book does talk about them. And if not, the internet does. Go read about it. But again, this is the one that was on my test. Which scan uses blah, blah, blah. So, okay, here's the ACK scan. Again, normally an ACK is acknowledging something, which I wouldn't have, I mean, Liz wouldn't have said, got it, got it, got it, without me sending something new. Okay, so this is just a bunch of acknowledgements. You can see all those are listed. Okay. All right, so that's NMAP. We have an assignment in NMAP, which we're going to talk more about here in a few minutes. Okay, all right, Nessus, excellent tool. Okay, Tenable Networks, it used to cost money, but I'm pretty sure it's free. All it requires is an email address. Kind of cool. You can use it. OpenVAS is, it's another one. It's an open source version of it, but really Nessus is kind of open source now. There's a picture of it, of OpenVAS. Again, we're not going to walk through that one. Ping sweeps. What a ping sweep normally is. It's kind of like if I was to go through this room and say, hey, is there anybody at that chair? Is there anybody at that chair? Anybody at that chair? And if you were there, you would respond. That's like a ping sweep. Is there someone at that address or not? So you're going through a network block of addresses. You're just trying to see who's there. They work good internal to networks, but like Rostate blocks pings. Like if I was to sit here right now and ping www.google.com. Holy moly. Yep. Since when did they open that back up? They used to block nothing. I mean, everything, didn't they?
Yeah, they used to. A couple weeks ago, you pinged Google on this. Yeah,
Did it work?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that was whenever you tried to do the 888s and the 888s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ping your other machine.
The heck? Okay. Well, they can be blocked. But they're not blocked now, I guess. Okay, that's different. But okay, I didn't remember that from last time. But ping sweeps, not really all that important, but they are there. Okay.
Discovery class.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I showed you guys the ping and dash, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, I did show you that one. Okay. Did anyone ever go watch that movie? Warriors of the Net?
I think so. For sure.
I haven't seen it. Okay, I'm gonna try. If you haven't seen this, you need to go watch this. This is homework. You have to go watch this. Warriors of the Net.
Oh.
Go with that.
Oh, you gotta watch it. Nothing but the music alone.
He came with a message. He came to a world of cruel firewalls, uncaring routers, and dangers far worse than.
Yeah, see, isn't that awesome? Go watch the video. It's actually kind of cool. Okay.
10 different times. I've seen like the hour-long version of that one.
Oh, wow. I've seen the 15-minute one. Okay. So, problems with doing a ping sweep when machine's off, it's not going to respond. Now, there are some that you can wake up remotely. Now, it's maybe be configured to block them, obviously, and firewalls can filter them out as well. I thought ours was, but it no longer is. Okay. Fping is another tool you can use to do multiple pings. We're not going to walk through that one at all, but there it is. There's more about it, and I'm not going to use that one. HPing. HPing is awesome. HPing, actually HPing3 is the newest version of it. It's amazing. It can do all kinds of stuff. Plus, you can also craft packets with it. You can make packets that are mal-shaped or malformed and make it do all kinds of bizarre stuff.
You can create malware.
Pretty much. You can even go in and tell it to, see, normally the way a thing works, so if I'm going to send Don a message, I send it to Don, then Don would reply to me. There you go. You can send out packets with invalid source addresses. So I'm going to send Don a packet with an address for something else that doesn't exist. So what happens is I send it to Don, and he tries to send it over there, and it doesn't make it, so it gets rejected back to him, and it just causes him all kinds of problems. But you can do like 4,000 a second with that tool, and you can literally just kill them. Because when I taught this class years ago, we attempted to do a project using this tool, and I used a Linksys router. And I told the students, I said, start it, stop it. And I mean, 4,000 per second, it literally killed the router instantly. So I rebooted it. I had to literally day one of the project, like second one, it was killing. Oh man, it's kind of like switches. You all know what switches are. We have a bunch of computers plugged into a switch. Did you know, as far as I know, all of them have a setting where they can get too many addresses. Every time another machine connects to a switch, it records its address. There's a name for it, but like when they reach like 4,000 addresses, they automatically turn into a hub. They start giving everything out to everybody. There's a name for that. I don't know what it is.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So all you need to do is this tool. You can actually craft MAC addresses. So you literally could craft 4,000 different MAC addresses and hit a port on a switch, and instantly that entire switch starts sending everything to everybody.
So yeah, the very secure switches turn into open hubs.
So I mean, very cool tool. You're welcome to play with it. I was going to make a project in it, but I had bad things last time I did it, so I did not pick this one. So we're doing a project with Nmap instead. But it's on Kali. You're welcome to play with it. There's even a Windows version you can download. So,
That's what I was going to ask. So was HPing something in Windows OS, or is it?
no, it does not come. You can add it to Windows. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's got all kinds of different settings. Tons of them. Okay. With them, you can craft packets. Like I said, you can change the source. You can change the destination. You can put specific flags on it. You can just do all kinds of stuff. Okay. All right. So scripting. Why do we write scripts? To automate our tasks, to make our lives easier. Okay.
John the Ripper.
Yeah, you got John the Ripper. That's basically what you're doing there. I mean, even what you guys did for converting IP addresses. If you had to convert IP addresses all day long, wouldn't it be nice to have something that does it for you? you wouldn't want to sit there and convert decimal to binary and decimal to hex, decimal to octal all day long. That would suck. So you write a script to do it for you. My goal is, which I've not completed yet, is to make it so I have a system running that you guys can submit your assignments to it automatically and it'll grade them remotely.
That's all fun.
So I've written a chat client, I've even written a web server, I just haven't written the other part of it for it yet. That way you guys could stop asking questions.
You just get zeros because we can't run a program.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but what I would do is I would provide you with the component needed to connect to my system. And then rather than output it to the screen, you'd output it to my system. Then it'll come back and say, you failed.
Because there's not one space or something.
Hey, no, most of you did very good on the formatting, by the way. You know, I told you the formatting. You all like that format command? I think it was what, colon 11 you had in there?
I prefer format over the other way.
Yeah, format's so easy. So easy. So now you know more about it. So. All right. Similar to back or DOS programming, scripting you can do it in Windows, you can do it, you know. Python's the most popular at the moment.
And the most free.
Well, actually, most of them are free. So, all right. I don't know why they even have this in there, but they have some Vim commands in there. Okay. There's a very, you know, I looked at this script. It really doesn't do anything. It really doesn't. It gets a network ID, and then it basically pings the address list. Okay, fine. It's automated pinging computers. Okay, but it's.
I don't actually see where it prints or gives any.
Yeah, it really doesn't do much. So that's why I said, no, we're not doing much with that. Okay, that's the end of the slide. So I'm going to stop this. And then we're going to talk about your next thing to do here. So let me stop recording.